Hello students, welcome back to all of you in social science class. So dear students, today I am going to start our next chapter Federalism, 10th class from civics. Dear students, in our previous chapter we discussed about the power sharing. Actually power sharing and federalism, they look like the both sides of a coin, एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू. But there is a little bit difference between power sharing and federalism. So in power sharing we discussed the powers given to the different communities, those who are living in a country. एक एग्जाम्पल था बेल्जियम. There were on language basis 2 or 3 communities were living in Belgium, Dutch, French, German speaking. So first of all they develop their national level government or country level government, and then they give some powers to their regional level governments. But in 1993 what happened in Belgium, the regional governments, or in our India we can say the state governments, हम इंडिया में उन्हें state governments कहते हैं, क्षेत्रीय सरकार. The regional governments they got some extra powers. जो regional governments थी बेल्जियम में 1993 में उनको powers मिल गई to take decisions on some important subjects, on some important issues. And now the Belgium through power sharing they convert it into a federal government system. On the second side we also discussed another example, Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka the communities they were also divided on the basis of language. Which language? Sinhala and Tamil. Sinhalas were not ready to give the powers to the Tamil people or the Tamil community. That's why we know the civil war took place in the Sri Lanka. So they never tried to solve this issue. They create problem for their country. But in Belgium they solve their problem through power sharing and they make a federal country, Belgium. In the same way today we are going to discuss about the federal government system or the federalism regarding our country India. So first of all dear students, what is federalism? So you must know the definition of federalism: a system of government I am writing in the short form here, but you have to write the complete word. A system of government in which the power is divided between a central level authority, or we can say the government, and regional or state level government. So here in federalism, a system of the government in which the power is divided between a central level authority and regional level means state level authority. In civics, dear students, one more thing for your knowledge, state, when we use this state word, in political term we use state word for a country. but particularly in our country we use this state word for a regional part. Regional part means a regional particular area like Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh. So these areas having their regional government, and we have a same government, a single government, that is known as the central government, that rule over the whole country. We have the two levels of the government. That's why we can say India is a federal government. But dear students, this time we are not only having the two level government, in actual we have the three tier of governments, three level of government. So this is the definition, federalism, in which a system in which the powers are divided between central level government and state level government. Now in the country, in the world, some countries they didn't opt this option. Some countries having unitary government. Unitary government means where only a single party rule over the country on central level, where central level government rule over the country. Now we have some examples like China, UK, United Kingdom and Scotland. In these countries, China, UK and Scotland, in China we know there is only a single level government. There is only a single level government that rule over the whole country, that is the Communist Party, particularly the Communist government in China. Same in UK and Scotland. So we have examples of unitary government. So dear students, we also have the part of this unitary government in our country, but not as a whole. We have unitary government but with the federalism, but with the federal government system. Central government, for example, let's see, PM Narendra Modi, the central government, he is the head of our government. So he is ruling, he is the main person, we can say, that make the policies, not only the PM. When I am talking about the government, it means I am talking about the whole procedure, the parliament, our MPs, our legislative, executive and judiciary system. Okay, so the central government that rule over the whole country. In federal government, where powers are divided between state and central level. Example, our country, India, USA, Australia. So this is the main difference between the unitary and the federal government system. In unitary, the power lies only in the hand of the central government, and in federal government, the power is divided between the two levels, two tiers, the central government and state government. These two main classifications are given in book. But there is one another classification, my dear students, that is confederal. Now, what is the base of this confederal government system? Where the state governments are weak. Where the state government are weak, then central government rule over the state authorities, over the state. And second option is also here, where the central government is weak, then states have option to follow or not to follow the central government. Okay, so we have example, we have one example here, Switzerland. Actually, the Switzerland having the 26 states, or we can say the different regions under a single country, 26. And in Switzerland, as in our country we know it as a, we call it as a state, but in Switzerland they call it as a canton. 26 cantons. So in Switzerland, the state authorities, if the state government is weak, then they have to follow the central government order. And in second option, if the central government is weak, then the state governments are free to follow or not to follow the central government. This is the main basis of the federal government system. Now one more thing, my dear students, if I use the particular word federalism or the federal government system for our country, India, so that is we can say a complete word, but we use different names for our government system. We have a democratic government, republic government, or we can say the federal government system. We have parliamentary government system. Okay, actually what happened during the making of our constitution, we pick up the different things from the other countries, from the constitution of different countries, or from the different government systems of the world. So we took different examples from the other countries. Examples means हमने दूसरे countries की जो कुछ अच्छी बातें थी, कुछ अच्छी गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम, उसको अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐड किया और अपने गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम में उसको ऐड करने की कोशिश की. इसीलिए हम अपने कंट्री के लिए फेडरलिज्म भी कह सकते हैं, डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट भी कह सकते हैं. वी हैव डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट, वी हैव रिपब्लिक गवर्नमेंट, बिकॉज पीपल इलेक्ट देयर लीडर एंड आफ्टर 5 years वी हैव द पावर टू चेंज आवर लीडर्स. वी हैव पार्लियामेंट्री गवर्नमेंट सिस्टम. ऑल द डिसीजंस वी नो they are discussed in the parliament, and our parliament makes the rules, regulations, everything. Okay, so this is about the unitary government, distinguish, or we can say the difference between the unitary government, federal government and confederal government system. Now the federalism. What are the main key features of the federalism? So how can we say that India is a federal country? वो कौन कौन सी बातें हैं जिनसे एक कंट्री को हम एक फेडरल कंट्री कह सकते हैं? So let's see its basic key features. The first point is key features of federalism. First, two or more than 2 level of government. As we know, we have 3-tier system, 3 level of government in our country: central level, state level and local level. Local level means our municipality or the gram panchayat. Okay, the panchayati, under the panchayati raj system. So this is the main key feature of the federalism. The power is divided between the central and the state authorities. The second point is different tiers of government, different tiers or levels of government govern over the same citizens. For example, dear students, your parents, mainly they go for voting for 3 times. They give their vote in Lok Sabha election. Second, they give their vote for state assembly election, means for MLAs. And the third one, they go for the local authorities election, means if you are living in village area, so they go for the sarpanch election, and in cities they go for the MC election. Okay, so different level of the government govern over the same citizen. As I am here, so I come under the jurisdiction of MP, MLA or my MC, municipal councillor. That so the different levels of the government, they govern over the same citizens. चाहे कोई भी लेवल हो गवर्नमेंट का, लेकिन जो सिटीजन्स हैं, जो नागरिक हैं, वो वही नागरिक हैं जो इन तीनों टायर्स के लिए वोटिंग के लिए जाते हैं. ओके डियर स्टूडेंट, द थर्ड मेन की फीचर, one another example that I use the word jurisdiction. Jurisdiction means अधिकार क्षेत्र. Jurisdiction means like the construction of streets or the street light or the drainage system in a village that comes under the panchayat. तो एक गांव में रहते हुए आप किसके जुरिडिक्शन के अंदर आते हैं? पंचायत के. As if I am living in a city, so I comes under the jurisdiction of MC or municipal committee or municipal councillor. ओके, सो ऐसे ही मैं एक सिटी में रहता हूँ, पर्टिकुलर एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट में रहता हूँ. सेम वे आई एम लिविंग इन ए स्टेट एंड इन द होल आई एम ए सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया. तो मैं एक लोकल लेवल अथॉरिटी, एक स्टेट लेवल अथॉरिटी और एक सेंट्रल लेवल अथॉरिटी, इन तीनों के जुरिडिक्शंस में आता हूँ. क्लियर? मैं इन तीनों लेवल्स के लिए वोटिंग के लिए जाता हूँ. Next, the third point is jurisdiction of the states or central government. Central governments are specified in constitution. Jurisdiction means the powers of state and central government, what they can do or what they can't do. These powers are given by the constitution, or these powers are secured by the constitution. One another feature of federalism, let's take an example. State authorities have the power to deny the rules or some policies of the central government. That is also a key feature of the federalism. Let's take an example. In West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee government is there, Trinamool Congress party leader. our prime minister started some policies for whole country people. For example, the policies PM Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana and one another Ayushman Bharat. So the Mamata Banerjee as a CM, as the head of the state government, she denies both the policies to regulate in her particular state. So actually the power to deny this she got from the constitution. The central and state authorities, they got their powers, and these powers are secured by the constitution. Next, fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be changed by unilaterally one level of government. It means we know the powers are given by the constitution to the state or the central authorities, and if any amendment is required in our constitution, or if any amendment is required regarding the powers of states and central governments, so the single level government, not the state level or not the central level government, can make change in the provision. We know all the decisions are taken in our parliament through debate and discussions. जितने भी बिल पास होते हैं, जो कानून बनते हैं, बिल पास होने के बाद वो कहाँ होते हैं इंडिया में? पार्लियामेंट में, इन आर पार्लियामेंट, संसद। तो अगर किसी भी रूल या रेगुलेशन में अगर चेंज चाहिए, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अंदर अगर कुछ चेंज करना है, संशोधन करना है, तो अकेले एक लेवल की गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट लेवल या फिर सेंट्रल लेवल, उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकती। दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस पॉइंट। नेक्स्ट, द फिफ्थ की फीचर ऑफ द फेडरलिज्म is courts have, or we can say courts play the role of umpire. Actually I am writing all these points in short form, so all these are points given in brief in the book. Okay, courts play the role of umpire means according to constitution which authority having what kind of powers, and if central government is denying the state government in some different subjects, so they can go for the judgment to the court. Our court play as a role of umpire. As we know, we need umpire in cricket match or in as a referee required in a football match. So our Supreme Court or the High Court or Supreme Court, they are judiciary system, it play a role of an umpire between the powers of central and the state governments. Means अगर कहीं पर भी स्टेट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट्स के बीच में मतभेद होता है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट को लेकर, किसी भी मुद्दे को लेकर, किसी भी पॉलिसी को लेकर के, तो दोनों के जो इश्यूज हैं वो कहाँ सॉल्व होंगे? कोर्ट में। स्टेट लेवल वी हैव द हाई कोर्ट्स ऑन स्टेट लेवल, एंड ऑन द नेशनल लेवल वी हैव द सुप्रीम कोर्ट। तो जो केसेस हैं वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट में डिस्कस किए जाते हैं, and their judgment is given as the final judgment that is accepted by the both level of the government. The next key feature of the federalism is sources of revenue. Sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. Sources of revenue for each level of government are clearly specified to ensure its financial autonomy. State government and central government, they required some funds. अब पैसा आता कहाँ से है? So the state governments have their own powers. वो कुछ एक particular subjects पर अपने level पर tax लगाते हैं. And for the whole country, the central government decide the tax. जो revenue collection होता है, revenue means the whole income through a particular we can say the institution, that is called the revenue. And the tax means duty imposed on a citizen. So there is a little bit difference between the revenue and a tax. Tax जो citizens के ऊपर लगाया जाता है और जो revenue है, revenue is also paid by the citizens, but a particular if I am paying tax, but the whole community, the whole institution, the paying, that is called the revenue. पूरे कंट्री के लिए जो एक टैक्स पे किया जाता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड द रेवेन्यू. ओके, तो दोनों गवर्नमेंट्स के पास अपने अपने कुछ एरियाज में टैक्स को डिसाइड करने की पावर्स हैं टू मेंटेन देयर फाइनेंशियल वी कैन से टू मेक देयर फाइनेंशियल ऑटोनोमी. मीन्स अपनी जो एक बजट है या फिर कहें कि अपना एक जो उनका इकोनॉमिक जो एक बजट रहता है उसको मेंटेन रखने के लिए वो अपने लेवल पर कुछ टैक्स या फिर जो रेवेन्यू है वो उसको डिसाइड कर सकते हैं, उसको लोगों पे लगा सकते हैं. क्लियर? इसीलिए हम देखते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल पेट्रोल और डीजल, इट्स कॉस्ट वेरी फ्रॉम वन स्टेट टू अनदर. किसी स्टेट में 2 रुपये महंगा है, किसी स्टेट में वो 1 या 2 रुपये सस्ता होता है. बिकॉज द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैविंग पावर टू चेंज द रेट ऑफ द टैक्स. उसकी दर जो है, उसकी कीमत जो है टैक्स की, वो कितनी रखनी है वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट कुछ सब्जेक्ट्स पे अपने लेवल पर डिसाइड करती है. क्लियर? एंड द नेक्स्ट की फीचर ऑफ द फेडरलिज्म इज ड्यूल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. दैट इज द मेन की फीचर. ड्यूल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. What is the meaning of dual objectives? Dual objective means to safeguard and promote the unity of the country and accommodate the regional diversity. What is the meaning? Phrase is there given by the Nehru. Unity in diversity means we know our country, we have a different culture, different languages or different social pattern here. Regional variations are also here, but even after we feel unity. So that is the main fundamental key feature of the federalism. Dual objective means we have to secure the cultural, socio-cultural life of the people, and we have to maintain the unity. So both are the responsibility of the government कि country के अंदर जो हमारी variations हैं, जो differences हैं, उनको maintain रखना. Maintain means उनको जो लोगों के अलग अलग social cultural जो एक life है उसको कोई destroy ना करे. Means one community can't impose its rule over the second other community. Example in Sri Lanka, Sinhalas, they tried to impose their powers over the Tamils. That's why Sri Lanka faced a civil war. But we can see here, we have the unity in diversity. are different states, they are formed on the language basis. लैंग्वेज बेसिस पर बने होने के बावजूद द पीपल हैविंग द राइट टू एन्जॉय देयर सोशो कल्चरल लाइफ, वो अपनी सोशल कल्चरल जो लाइफ है उसको एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कांट इम्पोज ओवर देम कि आपको ये लैंग्वेज फॉलो करनी है या फिर ये लैंग्वेज फॉलो करनी है. दे कांट इम्पोज ओवर द सिटीजन्स. सो द ड्यूअल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स दे हैव टू मेंटेन द डिफरेंस, दैट इज वी कैन से द regional diversity, and they have to promote the unity also. Okay, लोगों की जो रीजनल डाइवर्सिटी है उसको कोई खतरा ना पहुंचे, और इसके साथ साथ maintaining this regional diversity, it is the responsibility of the government to maintain the unity in the country. So dear students, these are the some fundamental, we can say the key features of the federalism. Okay, now any country is going to opt this federalism option, so they have the two ways. Which two ways? They can adopt the federal government system through the two ways: by coming together or holding together. Coming together, and second is holding together. Coming together, where let's take example of USA. USA, there are 15 different states, small states, छोटी छोटी states हैं. They see there is no future of a single state. एक छोटे स्टेट को कोई भी ऑक्यूपाई कर सकता है, दूसरा उसके ऊपर कोई भी अटैक करके उसको अपने अंडर कर सकता है. यूनियन इन स्ट्रेंथ, हमने एक बचपन में कहानी पढ़ी होगी. एक छोटी जो लकड़ी होती है उसका अपना एक वजूद नहीं होता. अगर उसी को इकट्ठे करके लकड़ियों को हम एक बंडल उनका बना देते हैं तो उसको तोड़ना आसान नहीं है. दैट मीन्स द कमिंग टुगेदर फेडरेशन मीन्स जो छोटे छोटे स्टेट्स हैं, व्हेन दे डिसाइड देयर इज नो फ्यूचर ऑफ अ सिंगल कम्युनिटी और अ सिंगल पर्टिकुलर स्टेट, सो देन दे डिसाइड टू कम टुगेदर. वो आपस में आते हैं एंड दे फॉर्म ए कंट्री, और वी कैन से द स्मॉल स्टेट्स दे फॉर्म अ कंट्री. छोटे छोटे स्टेट्स इकट्ठा होते हैं और एक कंट्री की फॉर्मेशन करते हैं फॉर द बेटर administration system, to set up the better administration system. So that is known as the coming together federation. And which countries develop the federalism government under this coming together? USA, Switzerland, and Australia. In USA there are 15 different states, 50 different states. In Switzerland, I told you earlier, the 26 cantons, and the Australia there is 6. अब ये जो डिफरेंट 50, 26 ये जो डिफरेंट रीजन जो थे, इन्होंने इकट्ठे होकर अपने आप को एक कंट्री में फॉर्म किया. दैट इज कॉल्ड द कमिंग टुगेदर फेडरेशन. इन होल्डिंग टुगेदर, व्हाट हैपन्स? लेट्स टेक एग्जांपल ऑफ आवर कंट्री इंडिया. वी नो वी हैव रीजनल डाइवर्सिटी. हमारे यहाँ पे लैंग्वेज, कल्चर, सोशल और फूड हैबिट्स और रीजनल लेवल बहुत सारी वेरिएशंस हैं. उन वेरिएशंस को मेंटेन रखना है. किसी का भी कल्चर, लैंग्वेज उसको डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं किया जा सकता. फॉर दैट वी मेक सम रीजनल डिविजन्स. हमने अपने आप को रीजनल डिविजन्स में बांट लिया फॉर द बेटरमेंट, फॉर द बेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम, टू सेट अप द बेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम. अपने एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन को, अपने शासन को बेटर तरीके से चलाने के लिए हमने क्या किया? अपने कंट्री को छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों में उसको डिवाइड कर लिया. जैसे एक पर्टिकुलर बड़ा स्टेट है, उस स्टेट को अगर हमने अच्छा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम सेटअप करना है तो क्या करते हैं हम उसको छोटे छोटे स्मॉल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में डिवाइड कर देते हैं. द सेम हियर, व्हेन द कंट्री इज divided on some different, on regional levels, on different states, that is called the holding together. लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी they work together, वो एक सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के अंडर वर्क करते हैं. इंडिया, स्पेन, बेल्जियम. Even these countries have the different states, they divide themselves in different states, but even after a unitary level government, or we can say the central level governments, they also keep its hold over the states. जो सेंट्रल लेवल गवर्नमेंट है वो स्टेट्स के ऊपर अपनी नज़र रखती है, अपना होल्ड बनाए रखती है. ओके, सो वी हैव द टू पाथ्स टू कम अंडर द फेडरलिज्म, दैट इज कमिंग टुगेदर. छोटे छोटे स्टेट्स मिलकर अपने आप को कंट्री बनाते हैं बेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम सेटअप करने के लिए. और यहाँ पर भी दूसरा सिस्टम है कि एक छोटे बड़े कंट्री को उसका बेटर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम सेटअप करने के लिए उसको छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया जाता है. ओके डियर स्टूडेंट, सो दिस इज अबाउट द कमिंग टुगेदर एंड होल्डिंग टुगेदर. आई थिंक दिस इज अनफ फॉर टुडेज लेक्चर. सो व्हेन आई विल कम and we will discuss about the different another part of this chapter about the federalism, about the how the different how the India it works, how the powers given to the which kind of powers given to the state level, central level governments or the local level authorities. So dear students, you must read all these things through your book. If you feel any question or any query is there, so you can call or you can leave your message in WhatsApp group. So till then, goodbye. See you later.